Hi, welcome to Pilates with Charlotte. I hope you've had a good day and that you are ready to transition into some time where you have the opportunity to move your body, to switch off your mind. This is what I love most about Pilates, is that you spend so much time concentrating on the movements that you forget your to-do list, you forget all those things that have been nagging in the back of your head. So I really hope that I can offer that opportunity for you today. So we are going to begin in our Pilates best positioning. So we're going to start with our heels together, going to take our feet out in an inverted V and make sure our knees are in alignment with the toes. We're then going to rock the pelvis forward and back. So we're just doing this movement to get some mobility in the spine, in our pelvis, trying to get the body to get into the groove of that mind-body connection. And then we're going to stop in the centre, and that should be you in your nice neutral position. So we're very concerned in Pilates that we're doing it in a nice strong core position so that we get best practice. We're also going to be working on our breath. We're going to inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. So we put our hands on our rib area, deep inhale through the nose, inhale. And a lovely exhale, really feeling those ribs against your fingers. One more time, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, feeling those ribs push against those fingers. Alright, we're going to take our hands down to the side, just going to take our feet out a little bit wider, and we're just going to rock side to side. So this is just going to be a minimal kind of warm-up. So if you feel like you need more of a warm-up, then just do your own thing and then come back to it, but this should be enough to get some mobility and warmth through the body. So we're using our feet as a tripod. They are not moving off the floor. Heels are glued. It's as though you've been super glued into position. And if it feels good, you're just going to take those hips out a little bit more exaggerate the movement a little bit more side to side. Going to do two more. And stop in the centre. Now we're going to come forward and back. So we're working on balance. Pilates is all about strength and flexibility. It's all about balance as well, to keep us mobile and supple and energized as we go through life. Day-to-day activity is so much better once you have some strength and balance. Flexibility. So again, your feet are super glued in the position. You might start to feel a little bit like you're rocking, and you are rocking. One more time and stop in the centre. You're going to bring your feet a little bit closer together now, and you're just going to walk through your feet. So I always, whether I'm doing a class on video, whether I'm doing it live, I always like to engage the feet. Your feet are your foundation to your workout. And they're really important to really stretch those toes. So don't be afraid to really kind of spread the weight through your toes and use those heels. You'll start to feel an engagement in your thigh. You'll also feel it in the heels. And then if you can, you're going to speed it up. So as though you're trying to walk through a puddle in the car park and you've got your favourite shoes on and like quickly dashing through it. For 4, 3, 2, 1, stop in the centre. Feet a little bit wider. Going to do lovely side bends. We're going to go over to the right, back to the centre, to the left. Now you will feel a natural catch. Stay within that natural catch. I can go further than my natural catch, but there's no need to. We're working with the body. So make sure that you're working with your body today. If anything doesn't feel good, you just stop. Rest, join in when you can. Make this workout work for you. I will give modifications. So if you're new to Pilates, or you're feeling a bit stiff today, then do the modification. Make this workout work for you. This feels so good. I'm going to do 2 more. Just one more. Could do this for much longer. And stop. We're going to do a lovely back bend now. So our hand comes up, and we're just going to take the arm just away from the centre headline of the body. It's a little hyperextension, so we're growing longer. So in Pilates, we're all about growing longer. The spine loves to move, so it doesn't stay stiff, it doesn't crunch down. We've got another 2. Reach one more time. And release. We're going to take the arms out to T position. Going to rotate the arms round to the right, to the centre, to the left. So we're going to take it over to the right, to the centre, to the left. Now we're just going round with the head and the waist. The hips are staying square to me. So hips are staying square, you're just going round with the head and the waist, and obviously the arms are moving as well. We're just going to do 2 more. Again, I love this one. I love all the moves that I do. 1 more time. And release. Lovely. Alright, we're going to go straight down onto the mat now. So hopefully you're feeling a lot warmer and a little bit more mobile. So we're going to come down onto our knees. So we're going to do 3 exercises. Again, I do these when I'm live in front of a live class. I love to do them. I do them on my own. They're such good ones for strengthening your core, that kind of middle section. It's also good for flexibility and strength. So we're going to start on our knees. We're going to sit back on our bottom, so our bottoms are on our heels, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take an inhale and we're going to exhale up using those arms, squeezing that core. Inhale down, exhale, inhale down. So we are working that core. Now if you were thinking that you wanted to make this a little bit harder, there's no need to make it harder, it's already activating your core. You could hold a weight here. Sometimes I do it when I'm doing kettlebells, and I hold a weight in front and it will be working you that a little bit harder. But we're Pilates today, so we exhale, inhale. So we're using the arms, they're just there to guide us, also creating some warmth in the body. So, and exhale, inhale. So you'll start to feel an activation in your thighs. They're working too. We've got another 2, and then we're going to hold the position up. So lift and hold. You're going to bring those arms down. We're now going to take the arms out again into our T position, and we're just going to tilt back, come forward. So we go back and forward. So this is a hyperextension of the spine. So we want to make it a really small movement. You'll see that I'm not really moving very far back at all. My core is engaged as I come back. So we go back and in. So everything in Pilates should feel really fluid. It should feel that it's not clunky. So we don't want clunky, we want fluid. So we go out and in. Let's do 4 more. It feels so good. 4 and in. 3 and in. 2. 1 more time. Really engaging that core and release. Good work. Alright, so again, you're feeling lots warmer now. So we're going to do something I call the bow and arrow. I'm not actually sure if it's official name. Perhaps someone can look that up and let me know. But in my classes, I always say the same thing. I'm like, I don't know the name of this one, but I call it bow and arrow, and it's a lovely exercise for strength and flexibility. It's also working your balance. If you become off balance, which I may or may not do, don't worry. It's something to work towards. It's quite a tricky one. So you're going to go onto your knee. You're going to have your other knee out in front, and the other knee is just in line with your shoulder. You're going to bring your arms out in front, just as we did previously. Now I'm going to do a bow and arrow with your arms. So you take an inhale here, you exhale, lean back, reach your arm out, inhale back, exhale, keep breathing around. So we grow longer with the arm, we bow the arm, reach and in. So it's a lot of movement in that body. The core has to work really hard to stabilize you in the middle position. As I say, if you're wobbly, don't worry, it's something to work towards. You might want to make your range of movement smaller, here, here, and here. So you can make it work for you. Let's do 2 more. Bow, reach, in. Bow, reach, in, and release. So for me that was amazing. Hopefully you felt that was amazing too. So we're going to go round onto the other side. So you're going to change your leg position. So the other leg is out in front, the other leg is behind. Your knees in alignment with your shoulders, so you're not tipping forward. Nice and tall. You want the sacrum here to be nice and tall, nice and upright. You're going to have your arms out in front. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, reach, arm goes out and in. Reach, out and in. So I'm hoping you can see that position and that you can see that you bow, reach in, bow, reach in. It is quite tempting to rush through the move. Often when we rush through moves, it means we have a slight weakness. So we want to do it slow and controlled. We've got 4 more for those of you who like to plan. Give or take my dodgy counting. We've got another 2. So we reach, reach, one more time. Reach, reach, forward, and stop where you are. Whoa, you can see it's wobbly there. So well done everyone, that was a lovely move, a sequence of movements. We're now, because we've worked the core here quite hard, we're just going to do a lovely exercise for the lower back. So we're going to come forward onto our tummies. And we're going to do 2 variations and you make it work for you, whichever one you like the most. So if you've got like a rectangle mat, what you want to do is put both one foot on each one of those corners. So behind you, if you had a rectangle mat, you put one foot on one corner, one on the other. So you've got like a V shape with the legs. You're then going to bring your hands towards to the side of your body, and you're going to kind of line them up with your cheekbones, and you're going to put your forehead on the mat, okay? Now your core is nice and flat on the mat, and you're just sort of connecting with your core. You're not kind of letting it sink to the floor. We're not watching Netflix, and so you're just going to engage that core. We're trying to work the lower back here. So you're going to rest your head on the forehead on the mat. You're going to imagine, and this is where Pilates meets your imaginary world. You're going to imagine you've got a marble in front of your nose. Now this is really important because we're going to roll the marble and then we're going to lift our top part of our body off the mat. When you roll the marble, it makes sure that your neck is in the right position. So it's really important that we don't want anything to complain tomorrow. So making sure that you get that correct positioning. So do engage with the concept of the marble. So you're in this position. You're going to take an inhale and you're going to roll that marble that's in front of your nose and you're going to lift up. You're going to inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. And again, inhale, roll the marble, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. So if you can, try to avoid looking at the screen, otherwise it's going to take yourself out of neutral spine. Inhale. Roll the marble, exhale, lift. So this is a modification of the swan dive, and it's a lovely movement, great strengthening for the lower back and lower, also working the upper back too. Inhale, roll the marble, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. So if you're feeling good about that and you're thinking, okay, that seems fine, then you might want to make it a little bit harder. But again, just go with where your body's working today. How does it feel? If you feel like that's enough, then stay with that. Otherwise, you're going to join in with me and we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. So we're just going to extend the range of movement. So we do the whole thing the same. Inhale, roll the marble, exhale, lift, and exhale, lift a little bit higher. So now we've kind of extended our range of movement. I shouldn't have looked over at the screen, taking my neck out of alignment. And then you're going to inhale lower. And again, inhale, roll the marble. Exhale, lift higher if you'd like. So it shouldn't be uncomfortable, it shouldn't be painful, it should be lovely and fluid. Inhale lower. Let's do 2 more, or rest if you need to. Inhale. Roll the marble, exhale, lift, keep exhaling, inhale, hold. So your core is still engaged, we're really strengthening those backs, and inhale, lower. One more time, inhale, roll the marble, exhale, lift, inhale, hold. So it should feel lovely and challenging, but also it should feel really fluid. If it's clunky, you need to reduce your range of movement. And inhale, lower. Lovely work, everyone, well done. All right, from here we're going to push back up into our 4-point position. So in our 4-point position, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our knees are in alignment with our hips. We're going to make sure that our wrists are in line with our shoulders, and we're just going to sort of stick out our tailbone. And all we're going to do from here is we are going to come up into a plank position. So we're in the 4-point position. Now if it feels too much, you stay in this position. You're sucking in the core. We don't let it kind of hang towards the mat. Sucking in that core, tailbone tucked up and under, so you're nice straight back. And then when you're ready, you might need to wobble around or wiggle around like I do. And when you're ready, you're going to come out into a plank position. So inhale here, exhale, take one leg long and then the other one. And you're just going to hold it there. So the easier position is to have your legs a little bit wider. So that makes a plank easier. Otherwise, you're going to have the legs quite close together. And then you're going to exhale, lower the knee and lower the knee. Let's do it again. Inhale here. Exhale into plank. And you're into your plank. And you're just going to hold it. And you're just going to make sure that you're not letting those hips become lazy. So hips tend to roll down or sometimes bottoms go up. We want to have a nice straight line. And you should feel a quiver in that core. And then you're going to drop the knee down. And drop the knee down. Let's do 2 more. If you can, if you want to, you can just stay in this position, engage the core. Inhale, exhale, take one leg long, then the other one, you're in your plank position. So remember, it's from the hips, we don't want them to drop down, we're engaging the core. I can feel mine quivering, a little shake in the core, who doesn't love that? And then you're going to drop one knee, and then the other one. We've got one more time. Inhale. And if you need to wiggle around, don't worry. Sometimes your body goes, actually this could be more comfortable. Going to inhale here. Exhale, take one leg long, then the other one. Inhale, hold your plank. So this is a challenge, there's no doubt about it. Planks are a challenge. They're working the core, they're working your arms. We've done quite a lot on the arms already. So your arms might be feeling the work, that's absolutely fine. Again, as I say, if you need to adjust, then you adjust. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's just hold it for a tiny bit longer. 3, 2, 1. Take one knee down, then the other one. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch it out into a lovely child's pose. If you can, you can take your legs a little bit into a V position. Try and get those bottoms towards your heels, and that should feel amazing. Yes, it does. Okay, you're going to slowly come up. Alright, we're going to do a roll down now. So this is quite an advanced exercise, the roll down, and it can be challenging because it's really working the core really hard. But I'm going to show you modifications. So if you're new to Pilates, you won't want to do the full roll down. You'll want to do it with your knees bent because it's a lot of connection with the core. So everything's coming sort of from the centre core, which is sort of just above your belly button. And we're trying to think about rounding ourselves into a C shape and rounding ourselves back out into a C shape, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do it in the modified version first of all. So you're going to sit on your sit bones, so making sure you've got a nice sort of comfortable position. You're going to put your hands on top of your, behind your thighs. You're going to take an inhale and then you're going to exhale and you're going to roll yourself down. And as you roll down, you bring your knees up into tabletop. You inhale, hold, nod your chin, exhale, lift up, and then you straighten the legs and come forward. So that is your modified version. Inhale, exhale, roll back, bend your knees, hands under the thighs, and roll back down. When you roll back down, you want the back to come absolutely straight, so the whole of your back comes down sort of evenly, not one side comes first. It's sort of very even as you come up and down. Inhale, nod the chin, exhale, coming up. Oops, it's hard for me. And then you're going to extend the legs down and then reach into your forward bend and come up. So the advanced version is this. So you're here, arms come in front, you inhale, you exhale, roll back, making a C shape with the spine. You come down and lie straight. Inhale. Nod the chin, exhaling, rounding forward. Inhale, hold, reach, and exhale, come back, exhale, bringing those arms up, and again, inhale, nod the chin, exhaling, lift, so you're just looking, tucking your chin into a double chin, reaching forward, inhale, hold, exhale, rolling back, so making a C shape with that spine, roll back, back comes nice and flat, and again, inhale, nod the chin, exhale, roll forward, inhale here, and exhaling all the way back to sitting. You could roll back. So there was 2 modifications there. I would recommend bending your knees and using, if you're new to the roll back, the roll down. Really make sure you use those knees. They can help you to get in the position and out of the position. Okay, we're going to go roll back down now. I'm going to roll and we're going to do a lovely Pilates sit-up. So we need to make sure that we're in a nice neutral spine. So we want to make sure that our back is kind of floating on top of the mat, and then we're not digging our lower back into the mat, and we're not arching the back either. So we're sort of sucking it in, but it's kind of flat and sort of floating on top of the mat. You want to make sure that your heels are quite close to your bottom. If you have them too far away, they're going to start to get a cramp. So you can kind of check that by putting your heels sort of in line with your fingers. Okay, so that's your position. Now we're going to do a Pilates sit-up. So I like to do it where I use my hands to glide up my thigh. Alright, so we're going to take an inhale, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to nod the chin and exhale, lift. So we're bringing our head and our shoulders off the mat. We're looking at the centre line. Imagine you've got a tennis ball or your fist distance between the knees, and then you're going to exhale, lower. We're going to do 3 more, and then we're going to change the exercise and add them together. Inhale, nod the chin, exhale, lift, getting those heads and shoulders onto flexion. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold. So you should feel a lovely quiver in the core. What you don't want to do is let your belly pop up to the ceiling. It's all tucking up and under, and exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale, tuck the chin as you exhale, lifting up into flexion, making sure you're looking directly between those knees. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Alright, we're going to go into a bridge now, and then we're going to do a few bridge exercises. Then I'm going to put those 2 exercises together. So to do the bridge, you're going to imagine you've got a tennis ball in between your knees. You're going to make sure you're starting in your neutral spine. If you like to do an extra check, you can imagine you've got a marble in your belly button. Rock the marble 12 o'clock towards your head, 6 o'clock towards your toes, and just rock the pelvis out. So even if you think you've got a neutral spine, or you know you've got a neutral spine, you can still do this pelvic rock. It feels good, it's lovely for the back and the pelvis. And then when you think you can stop, imagine your marbles in the middle of your clock face, and that should be you in your nice neutral spine. So it almost feels like you've got a tight corset around that centre line of your body. So onto the bridge. You're going to make sure that you've got your heels quite close to your bottom, spine's in neutral. You're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lift your bottom off the mat. You're going to make sure that you've got your knees and your hips and your shoulders in alignment, so you're not pushing up with those hips. You are engaging the glutes, but you're not pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. So lovely articulation of the spine. And again, inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Try not to let your head tilt back. Your chin's tucked into the chest. You don't want your neck to complain tomorrow. And really feel that movement. Really feel the floor against your feet. Really feel the glutes firing. And exhale, lower. Again, in a lovely even way, the whole of one part of your back hits the floor, not the right side, then the left side is flat down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. and exhale, lower. Let's do one more time. We're going to hold the bridge up. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Alright, what I want you to do now is I want you, if you need to adjust you can, I want you to come up into a heel lift. So you're going to lift the heels and lower back down. Lift the heels and lower back down. Now what you want to be checking is that your hips are still square to the ceiling. As we've added this extra work, what you might find is that one side tips lower than the other. You don't want to do that. You want to keep those glutes, your bottom activating as you lift and you lower. You also want to kind of think about going up in a straight line. Don't let those heels roll out to the side because they'll complain tomorrow. Let's do two more. So this is about strengthening our feet as well as working our core. And release. Alright, you might need to adjust your bridge just a little bit, but now we're going to work on the toes. So inhale, hold, exhale, lift the toes and lower. Lift the toes and lower. So you might feel that there's some activation on the shin and the front of your calf area or your shin area, and you probably will because it's working those ligaments. Let's do three more. 3 is always my magic number. 2, we're still activating the core. We're not letting it sink down. We're lifting up. 1 more for luck. And release. Now let's add it in together. So we're going to hold it here. I know we've been holding it for a long time. If you need to come down and rest, then you can. Otherwise, stay with me. You're going to inhale, exhale, bring up the heels. Bring it down, bring up the toes. Exhale, lift with the heels. Come down. Bring up the toes. Just going to do a couple more. It's great work for the feet. It's great for the core. 1 more for luck. Lift, down, lift. Feet go down and very slowly exhaling all the way back down. You're going to bring one knee in then the other one and just rock side to side. So I said that we're going to do the sit-up and the bridge and add them together, and we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our Pilates sit-up position. So again, we want to make sure we're in nice neutral spine, making sure that you've got your heels quite close towards your bottom, and you're going to use your hands to go up and down the thigh to really activate the core and also to guide you into the right position. So we're going to take a lovely inhale. We're going to exhale up the chin. Exhale, come up into flexion. Now I should have said previously that you might not be able to get that high, and that's absolutely fine. You might be down here, or you might be down here, that's absolutely fine. And you're going to roll down. You're now going to come up into your bridge. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. Into your Pilates sit-up. Inhale. Exhale, up the chin. Inhale, hold. Remember, we're squeezing that core, zipping it up, and exhale, lower. Inhale here. Exhale, lifting the glutes. We're into our bridge. Exhale, roll. Inhale, hold. Really push against the feet into the mat. So you're really activating those glutes. And exhale, rolling back down. And again, hand goes on your thighs. Inhale, nod the chin, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Ready for your shoulder bridge. Inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, really push through those feet, and exhale, lower. Let's do one more time as it feels so good. Into our Pilates sit-up. Inhale. Nod the chin. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Can we hold it for a little bit longer this time? It's your last one. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Into your shoulder bridge. Inhale. Exhale, rolling up through the back. Lovely articulation of the spine. Inhale, hold. Push your weight through your feet, spread the toes if you can. Inhale, hold. Everything should be activated. I can feel that all over. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale, lower all the way back down. You're going to bring one knee in towards the chest and then the other one, and just rock side to side. So that should feel amazing. That should feel so good. Should have really worked head, shoulders, knees and toes. Well done. Okay, we're going to come into tabletop now. So we're just going to again make sure that the back is floating on top of the mat. You're going to take an inhale and bring up one knee and bring up the other one into tabletop. So exhale, lift the legs into tabletop. We're then just going to have our hands down beside us, beside our waist. And then we're just going to take an inhale. I'm going to exhale, drop one toe down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. So when we're doing this move, what we're doing is we're activating the hip. Anyone can fling their leg into the position. We are doing it with control. So we exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale and inhale. So if you've worked really hard, which I know you have, you'll be thinking, thank you, Charlotte, I can feel this. It is working. It's not flashy, but if you do it right, you get that deep core connection and you really feel the work through the core. So we're just going to do another few as it feels so good. Slow and controlled. It should feel really flexible, fluid. If it doesn't feel fluid and it feels quite clunky, then you just need to make the movement smaller. So you just go small and in, small, and hug the knees in towards the chest. Okay, so that was a modification for the scissors. So scissors is going to be our last exercise today to really make sure we've maximised that core. If you don't want to do the scissors, then you just stay with the one knee toe tap. So you can stay in this move, which is a modification for the scissors. Otherwise you're going to join in with me. So to do the scissors, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, make sure we've got our neutral spine, rock the pelvis forward and back if you need to get into the right position. Really important to get the right positioning, as you know. You're then going to inhale, exhale, bring your legs up into tabletop. Pop your hands under your thighs, inhale again and nod the chin and bring your head and shoulders up into flexion. You're then going to extend one leg long towards the floor, horizontal to the floor, and the other leg is pointing up to the ceiling. You're now just going to hold that there and make sure you're in flexion and make sure you've got a really nice flat spine. You don't want to ever be rolling in these Pilates moves. Your back will complain tomorrow. Looking to the middle of your knees, inhale, exhale, switch, and switch. So we're switching, we're doing the scissors, the back is not moving, you are looking between your knees, and you're thinking about the legs going long. So the legs are long, the spine is solid, the core is zipped up and under, your core is not pointing out towards the ceiling, you're not holding your breath. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 4 more. 4 and 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees into tabletop. Drop your head and your shoulders onto the mat and just rock side to side. Well done. I felt every single one of those moves. I hope you did too, in a good way, in a very powerful way. Alright, I told you, get you not thinking about your to-do list, you're just thinking about what you're doing in the moment. Okay, you're going to take the legs long, just going to do a quick little cool down. You're going to point the toes away from the centre line of your body, flex your feet. You're going to point and flex. If you hear any clicking, which I always do, absolutely fine. Don't worry about a few clicks, that's just your bones mobilising and moving. As long as it doesn't have any pain, you're fine. Point and flex. Alright, you're just going to let the legs roll out to the side, let the weight of your head fall into the mat, let the weight of your bottom fall into the mat and just hold it there. I like to think about doing a deep inhale, inhaling good health. So you're going to take a lovely inhale just where you are on the mat. Inhaling good health, deep inhale. And a lovely exhale, deep exhale. Exhaling all that stress that you've potentially been carrying around in the course of your day. Let's do one more time. Inhaling good health. And exhaling all that stress. When you're ready, you're going to bring one knee towards the chest. Just hold it where it feels good. Try not to grab it with great intention and force it towards your chest. Just hold it where it feels good. When you're ready, going to bring that knee across the centre line of your body. And if you have any back issues, then stay looking in the same direction as your knee. Otherwise, you're going to take your arms and your head in the opposite direction. So lovely, lovely spine twist. Hopefully your back's feeling amazing. If you spend a lot of your time sat at the computer, these exercises should have really released a lot of tension in your back and improved your flexibility and strength. And then come back to the centre. You're going to take the leg long, bring the other knee towards the chest. Again, just holding it where it feels good. Try not to squeeze the hip or the bottom. Don't clench your hands around your knee, just holding it where it feels good. You're going to bring that knee across the centre line of your body. And then if you have any back issues, stay in this position, just staying here. Otherwise, you're going to bring your arms and head away in the opposite direction. And then you're going to bring it back to the centre. And then you're going to bring your feet flat on the floor. Going to drop your knees out to the side for a lovely inner thigh and outer thigh stretch. This is where we're going to end the class today. So you're just going to, don't squeeze the bottom or your hips. Just let the legs roll out to the side. And you can just enjoy this moment, this movement. So just stay here for as long as it feels good for you. Thinking about all the things that you're grateful for, thinking about how your body feels, how you've moved and how you've done something really positive for you. And then when you're ready, you're going to just bring your knees back to the centre. So that's it, that will be all the class today. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to leave you staying in this position. And when you're ready, you're going to get yourself carefully, knees together and then off the floor. Slowly but surely. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye now. Oh, and actually, sorry, before I go, on Thursday's evening Pilates class, we're going to be using a band. So get your TheraBand, your dynamic band, whatever you call them, I just call them bands. Get your band. If you don't have a band available, bring my knees up now, drop them to the side. If you don't have a band available, then you can use tights. Or you can use your leggings, they've got a bit of lycra in them, so if you've got an old pair of leggings that you don't mind kind of overstretching, use them. Otherwise a band, tights or your leggings, or if you don't have any of those, you could use a hand towel. So a bathroom hand towel, you could use that to help you do, I'm kind of demonstrating a move. You can use the band, you can use a towel instead of a band. Alright, I hope that's not too confusing and see you soon. Bye now.